two lead actors right here, Amir and Damari right here. I know, right? Chilling. Let me sit. You're all right. Let me sit. My brother. Man, 3 years, 10 months, man, to completion.
Yes, sir.
For this film. Yeah, give it up, please, give it up. Give it up. Please talk about that process, man. Cause I was there in the beginning.
For sure. You kind of been there the whole way.
For sure.
You know, so you've seen the ups and downs, but like, I mean, in the beginning it was really like straight, it was borderline desperation, you know what I mean? Like knocking doors, inquiry letters, you know, looking for investments, sending pitch decks, sending scripts, contests, you know, you name it. Finding emails, scouring the email, internet for emails, executive emails, things like that. But like getting to the point of like just being fully convinced that, you know, I have a story to tell. I can tell a story with the equipment that I have and using what I have to get where I want to go to that next level. And it was off to the races from there when I gave myself permission to do it, you know. But ups and downs, you know, me and my younger cousins, we had differences in the midst of it. We done went back and forth, but it was always love, you know. And we had a script at one point, script fell through. We revised the script. I was supposed to be my younger brother Cassidy's character, but like that wasn't gonna happen, you know. Operating the camera and acting, that was out of the question, right? That was too much, but Lord willing, it all came to pass, you know. So I'm grateful for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Talk about the iteration of the idea for the film.
For sure. So, like, in regards to the idea for the film, it was like these young two right here were like in a space of like, especially him. I mean, Damar was him being a young boy to the bone gristle, you know what I mean? And seeing like the influence rap music had on them and how like they could have easily went left, you know, and me being close enough to be in their lives and be a factor and be a presence. And I'm like, come on now, we about to get busy. Why not make a movie? Why not tell a cautionary tale for them? And like when they knew that it was a potentiality of them being on screen, them being able to get their rocks off, the world seeing them, they was 10 toes down. They just needed the opportunity and the exposure, which I feel like a lot of our community don't get. A lot of people in general don't get. So it was like, it was a double-edged sword, you know. I'm named after my grandfather, Mike Augustine III. So I know he like looking down right now, like proud of this shit, you know what I mean? Cause like, you know, they not in the streets, they not robbing people, they not out here reckless, you know. They're in the first place. So being able to like turn that like passion, turn that kind of space of like a need into something that could be worthwhile for them, worthwhile for me, my career, their potential career, like they're credited actors at this point, you know what I mean? Right. Check it out on IMDb, go look it up, they credited, they in the books, so in the future they got potential to have reels, they got resumes, I can get headshots for them because they get busy, you know what I mean? So like, all that just kind of coming together into the project allowed for us to like tell something that was close to home and something that was extremely familiar.
So let me ask Amir, Damari, what was it like working with your big cousin?
It was hard.
It was cool, but that nigga was ass sometimes.
Wise words, huh? Short and to the point.
Short and to the point. Man, there's just so much with the film. The scene with Trump and Biden, you know, the political act of being a filmmaker, right? And him talking about like super predators and what he did to the black community. Like, can you talk about that and the political act of being a black filmmaker in this space?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, it's profound as a filmmaker in regards to what it means politically, what you can do in the space when you're putting out, you know, a message, a film, what the context of that could be. Because, like, you know, I feel like where we at in regards to hip hop is so propagandistic to the point that, like, you know, you see it heavily influencing our cultures and our communities. So, like, being able to, like, take film and utilize film to be able to be, like, some kind of modality for, like, change, like, you know, putting the medicine in the candy and being able to put the right message out there, even if it's subliminal. But, you know, use the street stuff to be able to, like, capture them at the same time. So, like, it was important that I put that Trump and Biden thing, that Biden being president right now, and Lord knows what's going on with the country.
Right.
So, like, you know, we all got to keep our fingers crossed for that. You know, we might have, you know, China might be on our bump in the heartbeat, you know what I mean? So we may not be the first world power in the world in the next 10 years. So it was just very important that, like, I kind of utilized that dynamic between those two political figures, the last two presidents, current president and last president, as a means of, like, showing what our dynamic as a community is relative to, like, our quote-unquote leaders, you know, which, you know, they're not really our leaders, but, you know, whoever they're leading, wherever they're leading them to, you know.
And speaking of political, like, how Mike shoots, and we talk about this all the time, he's like an old school shooter like Charles Burnett, if you know about him, or Spike Lee, where you let black people be as human beings and not as characters. So, like, letting his cousins just be in the film, be black boys at the time, now young black men, is very important. So can you talk about the importance of, like, letting black people be in film, not as characters, but just as human beings?
Absolutely. Like, you know, there's a magic there, you know, in regards to our culture, in regards to our beingness and our presence, you know, like, there's not a place that we can't go that we aren't felt, and there's something that exudes from us. So, like, it's some things that can't just be captured and always just written out and told. Like, there's not always the space of them being able to walk into a characterization of themselves as much as them being themselves and living on film, you know. And I thought that was extremely important. I wanted to, like, create a story that was based around them actually being who they are. Like, those two people that you see in the film, or those two individuals that's up here right now. No heartbeat, I mean, no change. Like, he don't play the game as much no more, you know, and he's, you know, he on a whole nother level now. He's 17, so you got young girls and things like that. But, you know, like, it just was, I think it's a very prominent thing to be able to, like, intertwine that theatrical aspect of, like, you know, created relative to, like, just living on film. And I think we found a good merge of that. And, you know, we talk about this all the time in regard to, like, moving forward. There's something authentic that comes from every human being when you allow him to, like, exist in a space. And even if you was to just point the camera at family at a get-together, you'll be surprised by what kind of characterizations and personalities you actually get from people. Because, you know, human beings are amazing. You know, we live in a sick society, but, like, you know, we are amazing creatures, and we have crazy high potentiality. You know, God, we wouldn't be here, you know, the Most High, the Creator, didn't, like, intend for it in the most highest form. So that's definitely the space that I want to continue creating in, for sure.
Amir and Damari, what were some of your favorite scenes in the film?
My favorite scene is probably the last scene. I shot the gun.
Every scene, man.
Every scene.
See, these dudes are made for the camera.
Well, what was your favorite scene shooting with them?
With them?
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite scene with Amir was I want a girlfriend, but I don't want to get married. I did not tell him to say that. That came from his heart. And Damari, I would say like my favorite scene with Damari was probably like one of his smoking scenes maybe, because we was just like, they was just doing their thing. And I'm just capturing it, like I'm not trying to control them. You know, it was beyond me, they young men. I know when I was young, I started smoking, I was like 12. My mom ain't find out till I was 15, 16, you know. And I think that's a lot of our stories to end up engaging it in some kind of way, shape, or form. And, you know, not to uphold that or praise that, but, you know, just to like acknowledge it and let it live wherever it exists at. And, you know, adapt to it and move around it in the appropriate way. That way we like not kind of clashing. But I love Brother Lucy, you know, like to me, Brother Lucy with Nut is just like the soul of the movie, you know, it's like the highest frequency of the movie in regards to like, you know, what our true potential is as beings in this world and like knowing the power of just us believing, us moving through life, creating, how we give our energy here, give our attention here, what kind of impact that has. So when you moving from like a good intention space and you like got the Most High on your heart and you live life like that, like that's the only reason this shit is here, you know. It wouldn't have been here if I wasn't moving in that space. So like that shit really hit hard. And Triple OG, you know, we locked in. You already know we got another movie coming out with him soon. So y'all, you know, we here. We here.
From what I hear from that is a community. Like I see mom in the film, I see both brothers, sister in the film, cousins obviously. I'm in the film, you know what I'm saying? Shay's in the film. So talk about like how community is important in this filmmaking space.
Man, community, everything, right? Like I don't think we really acknowledge it. You know, I know a lot of y'all might be like me, like, you know, you send a text message, you don't get a response, you feel away. You know, you post some shit, you know, people ain't engaging. It's like, you know, what timeline are we on? You know, especially when people like tend to like withholding energy. I feel like the community wants us kind of like, I mean, the society wants us like bottled in and disconnected from each other, right? But like our power as people is really in one another. You know what I mean? Like with us like being connected and everybody who's involved in this, like the amount of energy that's around this film right now is just based off the love and the reposts and the support. It's crazy right now. We probably gonna be on World Star soon. We gonna be on Shade Room soon. So you talk about platforms that have multi-millions of followers, you know, so like in the presence, the initial presence wouldn't be here without you all. Like even y'all who came today, like this shit priceless, man. This shit mean a lot. And like I'm recording, it's gonna be on my Rebel Conscious YouTube page, you know, and it says a lot about like, you know, just us as people and how we believe in each other and how we could give and exchange that energy to be able to create an ecosystem where like we kind of like growing. Because if you think about money, you think about exchanges, you think about life is nothing but an exchange of energy over and over again. So we could build up within our own community, within ourselves. So like this experience has taught me more about community than anything. You know what I mean? And of course, the family being in the film, like, man, yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful. You know.
Last question before I open the floor for audience questions and stuff like that. Self-produced with you and your wife Jenna. Talk about the process with that, producing with your producer partner.
Man, so all out of pocket, no major support, you know what I mean? It's like you $200 here, $300 here, $500 here. And piecing it together, the whole film came under 5,000, which was amazing. You don't hear about that. Thank you. We appreciate it. But I think that there's a space of a lot of us as melanated people, a lot of us as people, quote unquote, oppressed people outside of color in regards to where we live in society, because it's really a class game, right? It's like the haves and the have-nots more than anything. And we would think that we're not capable of pulling something off, when in actuality, if we just believe and commit and start moving towards it in whatever capacity we can, it's the Most High gonna meet you halfway. So man, follow your dreams. Don't let money get in the way. Don't let money be an excuse ever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's here for you. It's here for you.
Awesome. So if anybody wants to ask questions, come to this mic stand right here.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? How you living, Shane?
Good. I had a good time watching that. I really felt like everything you're saying right now, I could feel while I was watching it. I just want you to know that first before I ask the question.
Thank you, bro.
So during the process of this film that you made, is there something that you learned that you're gonna incorporate on your next film?
Absolutely. I think the biggest lesson I would put out there is just man, believe in yourself at all costs, man. Believe, because it was a million obstacles that came up throughout the process, and a million reasons to stop, a million reasons to quit. But the fact that I never just threw in the towel allowed it to end up at the finish line, you know what I mean? So I would say no matter what it is, no matter what you got going, no matter what the world seems like is going on, man, commit fully and live from the space where you want to be, because that, I learned a lot of that from y'all too, You and your brother, you and Stir, y'all lived it. Y'all been an inspiration since y'all was young, actively shooting, actively recording, believing in y'all dreams, so I think that's the biggest lesson that I got from it, for sure.
I got you. I appreciate you.
Already, bro. Already. Thank you for the question.
What's up, y'all?
What's up,
Everybody did a good job, man. Yeah, I really appreciate it. It was a nice film. Y'all really did a good job, because I know it's not hard to be on film and, to have people just watching over you like that. But overall, everything was great. And I don't have a question. I just want to say that I know him as Nut, but please let him know he did a superb job, because he did most of the dialogue. And he was very, very, very natural and believable and everything on film. The whole thing was great, but I just got to give him his props.
That's real. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
that
good
means
job.
a lot too, because he couldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you acknowledging him, because Lil Bro really came through in the clutch for me.
Yeah, he did a superb job. Where he seemed everybody did. Everybody was being themselves, and it was a good look. So
I appreciate
I've been
that.
watching you try to pull this off. So
For sure.
congrats.
For sure. Thank you. We got work in the future.
What's going on, everybody? I got two questions. First question, when they were at the basketball park, was that you that had a quick cameo?
For sure.
All right, cool. I thought so. I was like, I think I just okay. Maybe I didn't see that. Rewind it back. I caught it. Second question, from a black male identity development, masculinity, what was the message that you hope to evoke and or give the world from that perspective?
Man, that's why you my brother right there. See my boy Johnny Ray James right here, he teaches young black men, and he been doing this since we graduated college. And you're a real inspiration, bro, because I ran from teaching. But seeing you doing this, seeing how you connected with your students, that should mean a lot. It mean a lot. But I think the main thing I want to imbue was I see that so much of our culture is hype right now. You know, it's so much about the sensationalism. And like, I wanted to embed something that was tangible in regards to the spirit, right? Like, I feel like the further we delve into society, into materialism, into consumerism, the further we move away from God and spirit, right? And like, there's something innate in us that's directly connected to God, where we all know we're capable of greatness, where we all know we could do this, I want this, we all have dreams and hopes. And like, knowing that that's the case for every human being, I wanted them to know that they could do that by way of believing in something that's not necessarily what they're being force-fed by the society, by the culture, which the culture is almost coming off like a cult in these day and ages. And that's the main thing. I want to push that agenda of like believing in something that, even me being a representation of such, you know, it took me a while to get here. 23 when I graduated LSU, I'm 33 now, so 10 years to get to this point, but like, man, it's worth it. And seeing what's going on in the industry where people depending on Hollywood and they're striking now and they can't make a film and the whole industry shut down, we outside of that. So it's like, it was something that I saw as a curse in the beginning because I couldn't get what I wanted when I was so young. But like, you know, God don't make mistakes. You know, don't make mistakes. You could tell the mic, Jess.
Are you gonna get this on any big brand stuff like Netflix, Hulu? I don't know.
Yeah, so we're definitely on Prime Video. We won't do Netflix or Hulu because they're really gonna try to take most of their money. Netflix may give us like 15 or 20,000 and wash their hands with us, so we can't sell any merchandise, any clothes, but we're doing all that. So we're trying to get on iTunes, like Apple, one of the Apple platforms, Apple TV or something. And we're working on Google Play as well. And sometime in September, around my birthday, September 17th, we'll probably be on several different AVOD platforms like Tubi, Fuzz, Bias Networks, things like that, to be able to create a passive residual stream. And everybody who's involved gonna get paid for a long time off the movie. So, great question.
Mike.
Talk to me, Triple OG.
Well, from a artistic perspective, I didn't see any acting. And I say that because everything was so natural, you felt as though you were there.
That's real.
You know, I've got a little background in this stuff myself, and it's like, you know, like, wow, you know, where did you get these actors? And the key is, it never looked like acting, you know, just there, living it, breathing it. I think I even got high at one point.
You're welcome.
Okay. The other thing, you know, and I'm just reiterating what was said before, just putting this together, anything that you want to do, you find a way. Anything you don't want to do, you find an excuse. And the great thing, I know how long it took you to put this together, got an idea of the stuff that you went through. The real key to all of this goes all the way back to the title. You could not have done this on your own. You know, at this particular point in time, with the way everything came together, your knowledge, your skill, your ability, your talent, it was still all about God. So, congratulations, fantastic product, looking for big things, and let me know when the next audition is.
Hey. That's real. That's real. Young DJ.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, bro, I've told you plenty of times already, but I just gotta let everybody know it's been an honor and privilege to be a part of the process, to have a role in the movie. Like you mentioned, I knew when you first even presented this, you know, the trials and tribulations you went through to get to that. So I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And then I got two questions. My first question is, do you feel like there was anything that you wish you could have added into the movie that you didn't get to capture in it?
Absolutely.
And then the second question is, you know, based on the ending of this movie, you know, we see Cass didn't die, and you know, the boys got older. Is there a potential for a sequel?
For sure, for sure. So, first question, in regards to what I wanted to add, like I had a closing sequence I wanted to do with Winston, the drug dealer from the beginning who Cass ran off with the money on. I don't know if anybody caught that, but he ran off with like $200 and something thousand from the guy. So like I wanted Winston to come back around full circle. I don't know if y'all seen the beginning, there's a real dog scene, but Vontae here plays the handler with Winston when he goes to the car and talks to the Russian chick, Katya right here. Okay. So like we wanted to kind of bring that full circle and have that presence at the end to be like some kind of I'm in this energy, because I also wanted it to end on a good note, but I wanted that karmic kind of quality to like still exist there, because like what you put out, you know, it comes back. And Cass put out a lot of, I mean, y'all see how he getting down, you know, pull an AR out the trunk in daylight.
Right.
But in regards to the sequel, we definitely in consideration for the sequel. I'm thinking a sequel would be amazing, like as a series or something. So we've been talking about potentially doing a YouTube series, something that's free for the public. That way we could create like passive residual and like start just bringing people into our ecosystem, into our community, so they can see what we got going on, versus having to actually pay for the product, which, you know, of course it's going to be on Tubi and that's free, but we want to be as close to the community and the culture as possible, so that like it could really soak in and marinate in there, and we could like be in the presence moving forward with every project that we do, you know. Yeah, thank you for your collaboration, bro. You went hard.
Blessings, bro.
Yes, sir, you went hard, bro.
Glad to be a part of it. I can't shoot.
Thank you, bro. All right, that's gonna be the last two, family.
So I ain't got no questions, Mike. I just want to tell you, man, again, I've told you this countless times. I'm super proud of you, bro. I'm, man, proud to call you my son.
Thank you.
Everybody did an amazing job. It's crazy because we family, and we were just seeing bits and pieces. I didn't even see, man, I didn't even know Justice was in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so many pieces that we didn't see, so I'm just glad you did it like that. You surprised us with a lot. And again, man, I'm super proud of you, and I love you, bro.
I love you too.
Yeah. Love first.
My brother,
My brother.
how you doing?
I'm good, brother.
That was dope.
Thank you, bro.
For sure, for
Thank
sure.
you, bro.
Now,
Talk to me.
this is the thing.
Talk to me.
You had some hits on there.
All right.
I need to add some of them songs to my Spotify.
Okay.
I need to know, in regard to your inspiration, it seems like every time there was a different scene, then you added the score to it, it brought a different tone and brought the music into it. And so what was your process in regard to choosing the song for each moment that was going on?
For sure, that's a great question. So every song that's in there except for one song is people that's directly in that work.
Okay.
The main score that you hear playing at the end of the film is actually from a guy who lives out in Sweden or something. He does just instrumentation. But it's all rappers and artists that I know, you know, brothers here, Champ, you know. It's all in that work. Even Damari have a song in there, him and his partner Phoenix. But like I went through everyone's catalogs, and like I wanted to pick at least one song from each artist that was in their work. And like these artists are so great in themselves and what they do, just like living and breathing their life and their experiences onto the track, that like it was just a wealth to pick from. So it was easy to like pick in place and be able to say, oh, this definitely, it was almost serendipitous, you know, how the synchronicity helped happen and how I just like wasn't allowing me because like my partner DJ who couldn't be here, he's the main song from the beginning, like Internet's the New Jesus, wondering how God must feel when he see us. And I'm like, damn, this the movie.
Right.
You know, so like it's on like damn near every trailer that I have because I felt
So reach out to him, support him in any way you can, and he's gonna be the next great filmmaker right here, man.
Yeah.
Love you, man. I love you, man.
This guy right here. So the next film we got coming out is called Rehoboth. We're shooting in November. Well, everybody who's here, if you want to be involved, casting, production-wise, you know, our contact is available. We're gonna win the Oscar with this next one.
Oh, we.
If we're coming in, we're happy with it. We're happy with it. This was light compared to what we got coming in the future. We got countless stories from our communities to tell, like, you know, so we're about to get the ball rolling. These profits coming and we reinvest and we flipping. But I appreciate y'all all for coming through. I hope everyone gets home safely. Grab y'all some food, you know, take it home with you because we ain't gonna be able to take it all home with. I mean, I take it home. It's my Bible food. So help yourselves out. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Before I go, I did want to dedicate this night to Miss Angela. You know, we had a loss last night. Somebody who was near and dear to us and was shot at our house. She showed us much love, you know what I'm saying? So we know we got an angel looking over this film, several angels looking over this film. So like, you know, put up a prayer, give a little moment of silence right quick. We're gonna leave on that note. I love y'all.